Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed. Of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a... good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. It's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. I'm coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming. It's okay, Jonathan. I'll see you later. I'm sorry, Jonathan. Mr. Hampton needs me right now. We'll have a word in my office later, Jonathan.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Nah! It's my turn!
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Bastard gave me a good poke. Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
No more. Not tonight. Not like that. Take another life.
What happened? Whoa, I feel giddy.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them? Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett's. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
I'm not familiar with all the stuff.
Brilliant professional.
Most of it.
It would be...
Is there any...
Well...
Why should his...
I guess it's...
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan. Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Just a dozen years or so.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before. at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation?
This hospital is not
It's more than enough.
Don't be misled.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your...
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once...
You've nothing to prove.
I am perfectly fine.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really...
Tell me more.
Nurse Brannigan is...
You really seem...
I'll go even further.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with...
Ah, yes, the...
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran.
No.
You've nothing to...
I am perfect.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Hurry now, Doctor. It's freezing here.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Come on, I don't have a mind. Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by...
Already making the rounds.
Thank you, nurse.
Dr. Swansea insists...
Thank you.
Yes, Dorothy Crane.
I would like to ask a few questions. And Mr. Hampton.
I gave him a
If you could...
second floor.
What kind of man is Dr...
Well, you accepted the job.
Apologies, I've only...
Dr. Swansea is...
It's right to...
You'll get to know him soon.
Thank you, Nurse Crane. Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Doctor...
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett. Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
You are going to reveal all your secrets to me, even the darkest thoughts in your heart.
My blood.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed.
Your name has no meaning to me.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, Mortal?
You keep calling me...
Well, Dr. Reed.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't...
Please, describe to me how you feel.
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh
I see. Have you ever...
Never?
It's...
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman,
Who are these enemies?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby.
The staff here...
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire!
I see. Don't worry. These...
Thank you, mortal. But do not
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft?
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you...
I'm curious to know who you were before.
Oh, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Damn. The pain. It's here again. Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine. Damn. The pain. It's here again. Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine. Damn. The pain. It's here again.
A giant morgue disguised as a hospital.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine. Damn. The pain. It's here again.
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
I wish I could be sick again. Feel my blood boil with the fever.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
It's locked.
Disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton.
Dr. Reed.
What do you mean?
I was not.
You remain...
Thank you, Doc.
How did you enter?
I had received...
Why did...
William, what?
You dared...
I'm just a man.
Do you know Tom Watts? The bartender from the Turtle. I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom!
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagion.
Who should I avoid in this part?
Not really.
What is the general situation?
The situation...
Has the gang been threatening?
Ah, no.
Who leads?
Since Clay...
What do you do?
I manage an...
Why didn't you...
That's a very...
Are you a...
Not at all, Doc.
Have you made friends?
Not really.
You never came to see her?
You're preaching to the conv...
How do you feel?
I feel exhausted.
You're in good hands.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Dear disgust on every street corner. The...
Good evening, sir.
Unless you're...
I'm Dr...
You guessed.
How is...
Oh, it's blood.
Can I ask you...
It's the pain.
Who is treating you?
Nobody.
You don't see...
My face.
Can I...
Nurses.
Where were you stationed, sir?
I really...
No offense.
You were not...
How close are you?
To wait for her.
Aren't you afraid?
She's quiet.
You do really...
In her mad...
So do you let her?
And why not?
She could
And it's another good reason for me to stay here.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
You disgust on every street corner.
Nowadays.
The daily routine.
It's locked, all right. This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.